Loving Vincent is co-directed and co-written by Dorotea, Kobiela and Hugh Welchman, and it stars Douglas Booth. In a story depicted in an entirely oil-painted animated film, a young man comes to the last hometown of painter Vincent van Gogh 1 year after his death to deliver the troubled artist's final letter, and he ends up finding some interesting details in this town while talking to the people there, and so he starts an investigation of his own to find out the reasons behind Vincent van Gogh's apparent suicide. It's a very well-known fact that Vincent van Gogh was a very troubled person, and so I was interested in this film because not only of the animation, of course, but also because I wanted to get to know a little bit more about this artist, who for me, not being a big fan of painters, I am interested in Vincent van Gogh and who he was as a person. And this film has a good storyline. It features an interesting narrative, an interesting investigation, with great actors giving great performances. Douglas Booth is the best I've ever seen him. Saoirse Ronan is fantastic in the little bit that she is in the film. And Jerome Flynn steals the film once he is actually in it. There's a build to a conversation that Douglas Booth has with him, and this conversation is absolutely riveting. But much like Vincent van Gogh's life, this film is entirely about the artistry in the animation. This is probably the most uniquely animated film I have seen in my life. Yes, we have 2D animation, yes, we have 3D, yes, we have stop motion, yes, we have the Lego type of animation. This film is something of an entirely different level. There have been over 100 artists working on this film, and you can see it. The colors, the textures, they all come across in this film as you see characters speaking. And as characters are speaking, or walking, or drinking, or eating, or throwing stuff at the air, you cannot take your eyes off the screen, because even the backgrounds pop up. Even when you have what would be a wide shot in a live-action film, you are completely mesmerized by the colors and the cinematography of this film. The film itself has a YouTube channel, and you can check out a little bit of the making of this film, which only proves the passion that these filmmakers have for Vincent van Gogh as an artist. And the film says a lot about that as well. The film truly shows that Vincent van Gogh wanted to share something with the world, and as someone who wants to be a filmmaker and tell stories, I related to that sentiment a lot. It spoke to me on a very big level. The score also by Clint Mansell is something spectacular that blended beautifully with the film. The score by Clint Mansell is also spectacular, blending beautifully with the film while characters are having conversations, being very subtle or transmitting a certain motion that you need for a certain scene, while when you had to make the music big and euphoric and played on the foreground, it absolutely stood out and in a very good way. If I would have any flaws with the film, is that our main character doesn't have a clear motivation. He starts this film off very against the fact that he has to deliver this letter because he had nothing or wanted nothing to do with Vincent van Gogh, and suddenly he wants to. And I understand that he might have this moral sentiment that leads him to wanting to investigate Van Gogh's death, but the film never really makes it clear. But even that flaw becomes inconsequential because of what the movie is truly trying to say and what the movie stands out for. The animation is absolutely mesmerizing and deserves to be talked about on its own. It stands out from everything else in this film, and it stands out from everything else you might have seen this year. This film is an exhibition of artists loving and displaying the love they have for another artist's life and life's work, and because of that I will give Loving Vincent a collector's item. What did you think of Loving Vincent, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Are you a huge fan of Vincent van Gogh? Let me know in the comments below. I will have a review for Brigsby Bear, and tomorrow a review for Murder on the Orient Express. I cannot wait to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. And until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so we can be geeky. United!